Hello guys, my name is Ashley and welcome back to my channel, Worth the Read, where we talk about everything that's worth your time reading. Today, we're going to do another book versus the movie. This time, it's going to be Ready Player One, the book, versus Ready Player One, the movie. So let's get right into it. Okay. The main character of Ready Player One's name is Wade Watts. He lives in the year 2044, and by this time, the United States government has totally destroyed the earth, and most of the politicians and people of power live out at sea, and the rest of the world has to fend for themselves. He lives in what's called the stacks, where they stack trailer parks on top of each other, and the whole world population lives in a video game called the Oasis. The Oasis is a virtual reality game that is free to access. And you can go to school in the Oasis, you can go to work in the Oasis, you can do whatever you want to do. You can create planets, you can just, the world is at your fingertips. It reminds me of The Sims, kind of. So, the creator of the Oasis decides to develop a contest when he dies, and the person who wins the contest gains total control over the Oasis. Now, the reason why you would want control over the Oasis is because it's free service right now. So say I get control over the Oasis, and I can say, okay, so to get a subscription to the Oasis, I'm going to charge you $50 a month. So you can become wildly wealthy by owning this computer program, well, video game. And Wade and his friends are trying to win the contest so that they can gain access over the Oasis versus an industry that has really bad intentions for it and feels as though they should make more money versus people's happiness over this video game program. Now, I don't want to go too much into the book because I'm going to compare the book and the movie a lot. So we're going to go back and forth between it. But that's the gist. The gist is a hunt for this thing they call the egg to gain power over the Oasis. So he spends his whole time in the book trying to solve riddles, win clues, break down haikus and things like that, so that he can get one step closer to winning this contest. Now, mind you, the contest, they were 5 years into the contest before anybody gained anything or figured anything out. And that was pretty much how it started. This is an excellent book. If you grew up in the 80s, I was born in the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s. If you grew up in the 80s and you were a video game kid, you're going to love this book. If you are not into video games, and some of the terminology is very geared to people who play video games, I enjoyed this book audio because it was the terminology I was able to grasp more than just reading it and thinking like, what is that? Because they don't describe much. They just kind of talk. The book reads as if you are a person who is knowledgeable about the video games and the video game world. So I enjoyed this book. I gave this book 4 out of 4 stars. It's amazing. Now let's talk about the movie. So the movie, I gave the movie 3 stars, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said before in my Wrinkle in Time video, if a book is good enough to develop and become a movie, why mess with a good thing? The book has everything there for you to create a movie. Why change everything? In this movie, Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg, they changed way too much. Way too much. Like, why change what works? Clearly it worked. It's a famous book and it was very hugely popular. Why change everything? Now, I'm going to do a lot of comparisons. 1, in the book, Wade is a Gunter. a person who works alone to win the contest. There is a huge emphasis on Gunters and clans. Clans are people who group together to try to break down the contest. In the book, Wade, Artemis, H, Daito, and Shoto or the high five. They're the first 5 people that made it on the scoreboard of the contest. In the movie, they are still the first 5 people that made it on the scoreboard in the contest. But they didn't know each other in the book at first. Only people who really knew each other was H and Wade. Which is H and Wade. Wade's real his avatar's name, I'm blanking on it for a second. But Daito, Shoto, and Artemis they weren't friends. And in the movie they start off as friends. Like they're together. And they try to suggest in the movie that they're single Gunters and they don't work together and they don't help each other. But they do from the very beginning. And I thought that was kind of like, that was such a huge part of the book about not helping each other, not cheating, everybody earning it on their own. And in the movie, it wasn't like that. In the book, he gave everyone a riddle. You had to decode the riddle, go to wherever the riddle is telling you to go. Then you would earn a key by doing some task. And then you would get another riddle, and you had to figure out where the gate was. You did not pass that level until you got through the gate. In the movie, they take out all the gates. So all the scenarios that happen in the book with each gate, you don't get at all in the movie. And they change the contest, the riddles. So, spoiler. In the movie, the first riddle is not a riddle. They have to do a car race and everything like that. And that's how he figures out how to get the first key. In the book, he finds out that the first key is located on his school, Ludus, and in a cave, and he defeats this skeleton king, and that's how he gets the key, where it leads him to the creator's house, and that's how he gets through the first gate. So it's very different. They changed the whole contest. So if you are a fan of Ready Player One and you're expecting to go into this thinking that you're going to finally see what the contest would look like, you're not going to get it at all. And I think that's why I gave it 3 stars instead of 4, because I was really like, wow, why did we have to change the contest? I was looking forward to seeing the contest. And the funny thing about it is, a young lady was leaving the theater in front of me with her boyfriend, and she clearly had read the book because she was talking about it, and she was disappointed as well. She was just like, the first gate key, he had to recreate a whole movie, and I would have enjoyed seeing that. And I was like, me too. Why would you change such a big part of the book in the movie? The way that the contest unfolded in the book should have been the exact way it unfolded in the movie. What I did like about the movie is the portrayal of the Sixers. The Sixers are a clan, I would guess you can consider them a clan, of Gunters that work for a company called IOI. And IOI wants to win the contest so they can privatize the Oasis and really shut most of the population out, because you got to remember, everybody's poor. So people spend their rent money, their food, grocery bills just to play games in the Oasis, but the Oasis is free to be on. And IOI wants to privatize it and make millions and millions of dollars off the game. So they really stuck to what IOI was in the book and the movie. They were willing to kill to win this contest. They didn't care about anybody outside of their world. And their main goal was, no matter what it takes, we need to win this contest. And that's how it was in the movie. So I enjoyed that they stuck to that. I really just wish they would have stuck to the actual game as it's described in the movie. So it was disappointing. another disappointing one. If you have not read the book and you're interested in reading the book, I would, and you're interested in reading the book and watching the movie, I would watch the movie first. I would not read the book first. Because if you read the book first, you're going to go into it thinking that you're going to be entertained. You're finally going to visually see what you saw in your head when you read this book. And you're not. You're not at all. So I would watch the movie first. Enjoy the movie for what it is. And then read the book and see how it should have been. So this is probably the first time I would ever say that. But yes, go see the movie first. Enjoy the movie so that you're open and you don't have preconceived notions and you won't be in your feelings. Like, I'm in the movie theater and I'm writing down all these notes like, this didn't happen this way, and Daito dies or Shoto dies. No, neither one of them died in the movie. It was just, yeah. I want to like these movies so much. I really do, you guys. But they're not the books. They gotta do better. If you're gonna take a popular book and convert it into a movie, why not just stick to the floor plan? It's right there for you. You don't have to change anything. Also, in the movie versus the book, Wade in the book ends up having to infiltrate IOI to try to win the game. They totally swap and make Artemis, which is the only girl avatar in the game, and they have her real character Sam, and they put her in IOI, which I didn't understand why. I guess it's to give some people more development in the movie, but the movie should be about Wade and Wade only. Like, they didn't have to send Sam to IOI. They could have stuck to Wade and him going there. Also, the fact that they didn't kill Daito in the movie. In the book, they literally go to his house, rip him out of his chair, take his visor off, and throw him over the roof of his building to win this contest. That lets you know how serious the Sixers and IOI were about winning this contest. Because they don't kill any of the high five in the movie, you get they're serious and they're not, they're trying to win, but it's not as jarring as it was in the book when they really had a guy, and then it comes out that he committed suicide and all that. But no, they threw him over the building. Like I said, go into the movie with an open mind. Now, the movie references the books a lot. For example, in the one of the opening scenes that you see him in the Oasis, Wade in the Oasis as Parzival. That's his name in the Oasis, Parzival. And you see him on a treadmill. It is an omnidirectional treadmill. And I'm just like, he doesn't get that until he's already got the first key, already making money off endorsement deals for being the first person to win the contest. But in the movie, they stuck it in, and you will only know that it was a reference to the book if you read the book. So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of little Easter eggs, you could say, they put in the Easter eggs. If you read the book, you'll get that. There's little Easter eggs that they put in the movie to reference the book, but they don't use the same context as the book for the movie. Which is weird. Just another thought. So, that is my review of the book versus the movie of Ready Player One. If you enjoyed the book, you're going to still love the book. You're going to, about the movie. If you've never read the book, you're going to love the movie. It's very entertaining. I saw it in 3D, not by choice. It was the only showing that they had at the time that I wanted to go. I don't like 3D movies. The glasses are giving me headaches and everything. But I was good this time. So, if you like this video, if you want to see more, I enjoy doing the book versus the movie videos. Like, comment, subscribe, say hello, talk about the book. If you're a Gunter and you're a fan of the book, what are your thoughts about the movie? Let me know below. If you're in Philly, say what's up. And have a great, blessed day. Bye, guys. Boop.